Handling a knife. It's a lot like handling a willy. If you get it out in the wrong place, people are going to look at you, and it might even be a crime. Always make sure if you're showing off your knife that the people you're showing it to want to see it and are aware that they are about to see it. And that goes double for these big, beautiful, throbbing beasties we're about to look at in this video. Hello, I was just out in the garden using one of my 5 large fixed blade knives, and while I was chopping along, I thought this might be a video. So quickly, I'm going to go through the 5 large fixed blades that I own and what I use them for. What's a large fixed blade, you ask? Well, for the purpose of this video, it's a proper big thing, over 8 inches. So whilst the TRC Apocalypse and the Becca BK9 are large knives as well, I suppose, for this purpose we're looking at the real big fellas, the ones that you would struggle to credibly justify carrying around on your belt in anything but a pretty specific scenario. So we're going to roll out with the one I was actually using today, which is one I don't think I've showed much on the channel before, and that is the Cutless Machete. So this is the Cutless Machete. It comes in this sort of nylon sheath with a leather back and then leather sort of straps that hold it in. You sort of have to take one out and then lever the thing out. This thing's been on the market for ages. This is literally a gardening tool for me. So I'll use this to cut back wisteria, which grows really, really rapidly come the springtime, and it starts to its tendrils start to get right up into my gutters and into my roofs. It looks lovely, but it definitely needs to be hacked back from time to time. I have in the past used a electric powered hedge trimmer, but I find that takes off a little bit too much and often gets bound up in the drier, older, huskier wisteria. So this is actually an easier way to do it. It takes me about 5 minutes every couple of months. And then whenever I see like a tree with a branch that's grown, or perhaps I've been a bit tardy and let some water shoots grow up out of the bottom of a tree or something like that, this is a guy that I usually turn to. It can take most things off with a single lop. And yeah, this is just an overall big solid machete. I don't quite know what makes this a machete over a knife, like over a large knife, but it is called a machete. It's the bowler shape, so the belly heavy shape, and you can definitely feel that with the weight. It's got about a 3.5, 4 millimeter thick spine. You could definitely use this as a large camp knife if you wished. It's full tang from what I can tell. It's just the tang does step down into a narrower tang into the handle there. So yeah, it definitely doesn't feel weak or flimsy in any sense. It's got the modern K-bar handle, which is like the FRN style or the rubberized polymer material with the same sort of stepped K-bar pattern there, and then it's got this sort of quite pronounced parrot's beak on the back there to stop it from going too far out of your hand. So really good chopping tool. Pretty boring, I guess. Like I truly do just use it a few times a year, but it's done it well enough that I've decided to certainly keep it around. So K-bar Cutless Machete is the first one. Next one is my biggest, probably scariest knife. I talked about it in my last video. This is the Cold Steel Frontier Bowie, or Bowie, or however you say it. So this guy here is a big scary knife. I don't really have a purpose for having this knife. I just enjoy it. Every now and then I'll get it out. I'll make sure it's sharp. It's usually sharp because I barely use it. And then I'll maybe cut a couple of water bottles in half with it for a bit of a laugh. I'll use it as a video prop, that sort of thing. There is no real reason to own this apart from for fun. And as such, I try and get as much fun out of it as I can whilst not scaring anyone who I don't mean to scare. So it comes with a cool leather sheath here. Sort of take that part off, take the dangler off, and then it's just got kind of a scabbard, like a sword scabbard really. Very, very similar. That goes on there, that clips on there. for what you pay, it's quite a lot of steel for the price. Most of these knives are all in pretty basic carbon steels. One of them is in a slightly better steel, but yeah, in general terms, pretty low maintenance stuff because it's got the black coating. It doesn't rust. Edge is really easy to get back on. Great knife. Good fun. Next is my Becca BK9. This would be my large camp knife that I would probably take if I was going on an expedition of some sort. This would be probably my main cutting tool. It's big, it spans logs, it's a decent enough slicer. It's got a taller grind. It's pretty well ground. It's got a really good mix of durability, but also performance. Quite happy with it. I've gone and flattened the spine here, so you can use it for scraping tasks or ferro rod tasks. Some people cut off this hump here. I actually quite like the hump. I've gone and got the micarta handle. My friend Chris sent me these along ages ago. The micarta handles really do upgrade the knife severely. And also I took off the coating and I've never had an issue with rust. I just think it looks way better than that really kind of matte, flat, black coating that it comes with. So Becca BK9, pretty popular knife, I think. So I doubt I'll be getting too many people in the comments saying that that one sucks at the very least. Next up is the K-Bar Big Brother. This is another knife, a bit like the Frontier Bowie that I have just for fun. It just makes me feel good. Love the aesthetics of it. I love how these K-Bars look with the leather stacked handles. The poly handle K-Bars just aren't the same. You know, I've got the space bar over there. It's cool because it's blue, but nothing beats that leather, you know. Not the most rugged or resilient knife. It truly is like a big fighting knife, which of course in my world doesn't really have a place, apart from, as I said, making me feel good when I hold it, swing it around. I'll cut a bottle or something every now and then, dick around with it, put it in a video. That's the breaks really that it gets. 180 bucks or something, not too much considering it's a lot of knife made in the USA. Love it. And lastly is this knife by Ericson Knife Works. They make a kind of a custom knife house. My friend Chris got me onto him. This is like a big chopper knife, and this is my snake knife. So this is the knife I have in my laundry, which is right next to my front door. We, from time to time, have snakes show up on our back door for some inexplicable reason. They are attracted to that area. It's been a few now. And this is the guy that I get. I feel like it's got the longest reach while still being able to be accurate enough. The snakes in Australia are very, very poisonous. So as sort of all the memes would suggest. So ideally, I would be using something longer. If I saw one in my garden that needed to go, because I know, you know, nature, love, wonderful, all that. They're amazing creatures. If there's a snake near my house, I do kill it because it'll bite the dogs. It'll kill chickens. It'll bite me. They always seem to go in some stupid place, like under my wheelie bin. So then when I move it, there's a snake. It just pisses me off. And also it's dangerous. So I will kill a snake if I see it on my property. Sorry. And this is one of the things I would use to do it. Ideally, you use like a big shovel with a sharp end. The longer reach you've got, the better. But this is something to grab and have in my hand while maybe I'm just looking for something else. It's been successful once, and the other times I've used an axe. So this is the new snaking knife. It means it's gonna hack into probably some gravel, some dirt. So the steel this is made of is called Z-Tough, which is a very, very, as the name would suggest, tough steel. So and it has been similar to like a CPM 1V-ish sort of recipe, I believe. Yeah, good stuff. About all the carbon, about all the iron, in the right balances to make it for a big, tough chopping blade. Good bit of fun too. And yeah, so that's my last one that I'll show you. Big Kidex sheath. I don't know how much Rob sells these for. Big bit of fun, really. If not, you know, if you can't find a purpose for it, still makes you feel good, as all of these big knives do. Main thing with big knives is sharpening them can be a bit of a pain. I use the Worksharp Ken Onion belt grinding sort of sharpener. It's great. Even the standard pull-through Worksharps are pretty good for big knives as long as the spines aren't super thick. But yeah, the belt one is just fantastic. You can really see the burr come up as you watch over the top of it. And they don't take very long usually because most big knives are made of pretty manageable, pretty malleable steels. So that's the video. Bit of a quick one. Just thought you might like to see me big knives. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time. That was me, and that was my legs. Ta-ta.